What's going on, people? It's your boy Tops back again for another Tops in the Morning show. Big up everyone tuning in. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. T-Chanzo Sports, the home of sports. Now let's get into it, man. Big up Mayhem. He says, what you saying? G can't join. He's got school. Big yourself up, man. I'll see you later. I'll see you in a bit. Hopefully you can join one of the other streams. But yeah, man, let's get into it. Obviously, again, more back and forth rumors with the whole Gyokeres and Sesko thing, man. Obviously, I'm just reporting what's obviously in the news, bro. But for me personally, I hope we really just get this one over the line, whichever the deal is, bro. Because yeah, this thing is dragging. But yeah, according to this report in the Daily Mail, is also close to reaching a verbal agreement with Inderman Victor Gyokeres as Gunners target Monaco star as well in double swoop. It says also reportedly close to sealing the agreement for Inderman Sporting Lisbon forward Victor Gyokeres as they look to complete a double attacking summer swoop. The 27-year-old is one of the Europe's most sought-after strikers, having netted 54 goals in 52 appearances last season and has been heavily linked with a move to Arsenal and Manchester United. Funny enough, with obviously Arsenal and Manchester United, both teams have obviously been linked with Gyokeres, and now both teams are now linked with Watkins as well. So it just goes to show that there's like a lack of quality all across the board in terms of Europe for strikers, that the same players are getting linked with the same teams. Do you know what I mean? There's not like a plethora of options for all of these kind of teams that need strikers, whether it's Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, etc. So yeah, man, definitely want to keep an eye on it. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, if Arsenal don't get Sesko and they go for Gyokeres, that Man United get Ollie Watkins, or if Man United get Gyokeres and as again we don't go for Sesko, we get Ollie Watkins. So yeah, it could be a merry-go-round for sure, man. Could be a merry-go-round for sure. The Swede has been embroiled in a spat with the sporting director over attempts to increase his potential fee for a transfer. So yeah, they did have this kind of quote-unquote gentleman's agreement, obviously going into the season. But for me, I feel like again, it's one of those ones where until you get it written down, signed on paper, you can't really take what the owner or president or whoever agreed this with you. You got to take it with a pinch of salt, really, because again, if Daniel Levy can obviously shake hands with Harry Kane and then ultimately not let him go for the price that he said he would do, then yeah, no one's safe really, because at the time Harry Kane was probably the best striker in the world. So yeah, man, there's not really a case of even if you verbally agree something, that's going to be upheld, bro. Because again, Sporting, this is their biggest asset. This is probably their biggest sale in a while, probably maybe since Ronaldo, I'd say. I can't even remember. Oh, Nani. That's probably the last time I can remember Sporting Lisbon play. Oh no, you got Bruno Fernandes. Apologies. So probably since then, I'd say. Or ironically, all of them went to Manchester United. But yeah, that's probably since Bruno, which was what 2020, 2021. This will probably be their biggest sale in terms of having a player go to another club. So yeah, they really need to make the most of it and obviously get as much money as they can. Gyokeres is thought to be believed to reach a gentleman's agreement with Sporting last summer that will see him accept a fee in the region of £60 million, including add-ons at the end of the season. So yeah, for me, I feel like that's an acceptable kind of price in terms of again what the market obviously demands, what he's worth. You've seen wingers go for or being touted for 50, 60, 70. This is a guy that scored a plethora of goals regardless of the league. He scored a plethora of goals. So whether you can do it in the Premier League, who knows? But again, the thing about that is that with that mentality, you wouldn't buy anyone from the Premier League then, because it's just, oh, you might not be able to do it in the Premier League. Obviously, you have to take a chance and take a point on some of these players, you know what I'm saying, that are not Premier League proven. Otherwise, you'd never see anyone move within or without of the Premier League, obviously, table, in it. Because again, you just be worried about just getting players that already play in the league, that know what the league's about, etc. But sometimes players can come in and smash it, bro. Like obviously, Rodri is considered one of the best players in the world. Won the Ballon d'Or. He obviously came from the Spanish league, hadn't played in the Premier League, took a year to adapt, but then eventually got his feet on the table, and yeah, became one of the best players, obviously, to play in the Premier League in the last 2, 3, 4 years. So again, man, you got to get these foreign players in from these foreign leagues and see what they can do. Do you know what I mean? You can only see what they can do if you give them a chance. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I feel like the Prem proving the kind of statistic is a bit overplayed, if I'm being honest with you. Yes, you can say, again, there's players that come in like Fabio Vieira, for example, from Portugal, that don't hit the ground running, are not obviously accustomed to the league, which I understand, especially, again, with the likes of Nunes as well. But at the same time, there's also Premier League players that come across the Premier League and just do worse for said club, e.g. Willian, e.g. Sterling, etc., etc. Guys that are playing in the Premier League for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, go to another Premier League club and just flop. They don't bang, they don't hit. So, and they had Premier League proven quality. So yeah, man, I don't think it's always as black and white as they're going to be banging in the Premier League or not, depending if they play in the league before or not. I think it's all independent on the individual player, if I'm being honest, man. But yeah, obviously going back to the article, it says, but Sporting are said to be holding out for a significantly higher fee. So yeah, man, I feel like 60 is probably about right, man. Anything above that, maybe 70, 80, they probably want. I don't know if people are going to pay that, if I'm being honest, just because when you look at the teams that are after him, whether it's obviously Man United or Arsenal, probably the main two, the problem with obviously paying 80 mil for him is that both of them have got all the areas to obviously strengthen this transfer window, like drastically. Also, obviously, after a left-sided winger, which is going to cost a lot of money, and obviously potentially now that's come out obviously the last 2 or 3 days, an attacking midfielder, which whether it be like an Eze or Morgan Rogers, which again would cost a lot of money. So they haven't really got the wiggle room to really be spending 80 mil on this, and then another 80 mil on another player, and then potentially another 70 mil on another player. They're going to have to try and get one of these prices down, obviously, because again, even obviously the teams that spend a load of money, the normal cap in one transfer window, unless obviously you've been Chelsea, but again, they sell assets to obviously finance the fact they can spend a bit more. It's normally about 200, 300 mil, maybe 200, 250. So you could probably expect also to probably spend around that. Well, they need to spend around that anyway. So if you take that into account, we've probably spent about 100 already. Do you know what I mean? Like another obviously 80 on 2 more players will take you past the 250 mark. So yeah, man, we'll have to wait and see what happens with that for sure. But Gyokeres is reportedly set to snub Portuguese side pre-season training, as he's obviously looking to force a move. So yeah, he's looking to force a move out of the door. Also reportedly close to an agreement, obviously, for Sporting forward with it to Gyokeres. But yeah, he's obviously in a spot at the minute with his with obviously the sporting director, who again is bumping up his price, saying, yeah, you know what, we need to obviously get a bit more from you. Which again, if you've not got anything written down, he's entitled to do, even though verbally he's obviously agreed that he'd let him go for a certain amount of price. But yeah, man, I think he's just trying to get as much as possible from the sale. But yeah, also now close to reaching a verbal agreement with Gyokeres' agent, according to the Quip. The Gunners are also eyeing up Monaco midfielder. I cannot pronounce that name, so I'm just going to call him M.A., who is reportedly the target of interest from Manchester United, Manchester City, Nottingham Forest, and Tottenham. Monaco, I've never heard of this guy, by the way, but Monaco appear to be resigned to losing the French under-21 star, who is valued at 60 mil. This is what I'm saying. This is like the going rate. Like that's like what Carlos said yesterday, man. The going rate for these attacking players now is like it starts at 50, like base. That's what you're going to be paying minimum. And then even if it's guys that you've not heard of before, or it's guys that are up and coming, younger, you're paying at least 50, probably going up to 60, 70. Do you know what I mean? And when you need multiple attacking players, that's a lot of money to be spending out per player. Do you know what I'm saying? So again, unless you sell very well, which obviously also need to improve on in the next coming seasons in terms of being able to get some income back in. So then the net spend is obviously lower, etc., etc. I feel like for me, you need to you need to oh, my battery's gonna die. You need to be able to obviously make sure you've got the right kind of signings in. And yeah, man said, nah, I'm not even gonna butcher that, fam. You should know this, bro. This is your mother talking. Get the hell out of here, bro. You see this troll here, bro? I know you're from Niger anyway, brother. You get me? You're a Zim man, fam. Allow it. Well, yeah, fam. Joke, man. But yeah, last season the Frenchman scored 7 goals and provided assists in 43 games in all competitions in Liga table. Arteta side are keen to boost their attack. So obviously bro, it feels like this has just come out of nowhere. I'm not complaining because again, I wanted 3 attackers in it, but it feels like this obviously need for an attacking midfielder, whether it's an 8 or a 10, has just come out of nowhere. Like the last 4 days since we've been linked with Eze, now we've been linked with other obviously attacking midfielders and whatnot. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we actually follow through on any of these kind of claims in it. A move for Gyokeres now appears increasingly likely, with the Swede unhappy with the comments made by the sporting director. Speaking about the transfers, Sporting is calm regarding the matter. Secondly, Sporting does not need to sell it to Gyokeres. Fortunately, we have moved past the phase of selling our main asset. So yeah, they're just trying to get as much money as they can in this scenario, man. Which again, from an outside point looking in, you can't really blame them. To be fair, this is like I said, this is their biggest asset since Bruno Fernandes. So For them, if they can get 60, 70, 75, 80 mil, whether it's add-ons or whatnot, then they're going to be holding out for that. And as well, it was only last year or a year before, a couple of years ago, where they did have that 100. No, I think it was last year. They had that 100 million pound release clause, like €1 million, sorry, release clause. Which again, they're hoping they're hoping teams that were going to obviously pay. But at the end of the day, no one really took the punt on him for whatever reason. So yeah, man. Yeah, it's a sticky one, but hopefully for everyone involved, they get it sorted, innit? Because again, the players are not happy. Even though he's saying they're calm, obviously they need to kind of sell him on, in it, because if he's not turning up for training, it's just gonna get messy. So yeah, however, we are remain sensitive to Victor's dreams of those of any other athlete. Sporting has made a commitment to that. After weeks of meetings, we will not demand the full amount of the clause. We will be reasonable regarding the amount requested for Victor. But again, Victor doesn't think you're being reasonable, because again, apparently the deal was £60 million and you're going ahead of that. So yeah, he stated that the fee will be much higher than the potential price, 60 million plus 10 million add-ons. He also claimed that Gyokeres is worth more than Matthias. See, this is what happens, bro. This is what happens. It takes one team to mess it up for the rest of us, fam. I'm telling you, bro. Because now Man United pays 62 for Cunha. He's saying he's worth more than that because he gets more goals, rare. So he wants more, innit? He wants 80. So yeah, man. Yeah. Today there is a strong likelihood that he will leave. I won't disclose the amount, but the player knows what it is. I can say that Victor will not leave for 60 plus 10. He will not leave for that. Absolutely not. We've been watching the market, and I saw Martin Zubimendi, who's 6 months younger than Victor, leave for 65 million euros. I saw Cunha and then Buemo, both forwards, in my opinion, who do not have Victor's market value or quality, being negotiated for around 75 million euros. Given the demands we consider fair, I believe Victor could, well, going off that, to be fair, I mean, I guess he's saying, well, if they're going for X amount, then surely our striker, who's a top scorer or whatever, should be going for at least the same amount, in it. Which he's saying at least a bit more. So, yeah, man, from that point of view, I can see what he's saying, in it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, obviously, it just takes the club to really do it, bro. But yeah, man. It's a big up Darren, my brother. Said, Tops, I rate you to the sky, bro. Your shows are good, so it pains me to say this. Oh, no. What's going on, bro? What is going on? Big up Darren, man. Always good to have you in the building, my brother. Hope you're well. Obviously from Jamaica, the motherland, all of that good stuff. So, yeah, hope you're good, my guy. Hope you're good. But, yeah, man. Obviously, Victor Gyokeres, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Hopefully, we can get some kind of clarity on that sooner rather than later, Lord. But yeah, man, obviously just go to Twitter to see what kind of news is on there. It kind of just reiterates what I just read out in the article, that Berto hopes to finalize the signing of Victor Gyokeres. The player wants to join Arsenal, is now close to agreeing personal terms with the club. Sporting have so far been uncompromising, but Berto hopes to settle on a fee slightly lower than 70 million euros. So you're talking, if that's the case, that would be what 55, 57, 58 kind of million pounds, which if it will be less than the 70 million euros. So yeah, that would be interesting for sure. But yeah, Graham Bailey says, from what I'm hearing from people close to the situation, once Real Madrid get back from the Club World Cup, Rodrigo is going to make it clear that he wants to leave. I think Rodrigo is quickly emerging as Arsenal's dream target. I think everything points towards Rodrigo leaving, and my belief is that Arsenal will be towards the top of the places he wants to go. Arsenal know what kind of fee it will take, around 75 million pounds, which is about 90 million euros or something like that. They know about his wages as well, and that hasn't scared them off one bit. So you have to assume as well, like, if we do end up signing Rodrigo, it's probably going to be around 75 to 80 million pounds, which is obviously, again, a lot of money. But also the wages, he's going to have to be on more than Kai Havertz, surely. Because again, when you're going into and this is why putting him on that massive money is a detriment, bro, to getting other players. Because again, you're then going to have to buy, when you buy better players than him, you're going to have to put them on the same money, or if not more, straight away. Do you know what I'm saying? Because again, he's going to be looking at it thinking, well, I'm quality-wise, I'm better than Kai Havertz. I should be on at least the same amount, if not more, etc., etc. And then when it comes to negotiating Saka's contracts and Saliba's, etc., it's gonna be a sticky one still. It's gonna be a sticky one, man. But yeah. Big up Carlos, he says Lukaku costs 95 million pounds. It's a better league, but Gyokeres should go for the same price, in my opinion. You know what it is, bro? I feel like, again, the market dictates obviously how much players go for, innit? So, to be fair, they only made a decent point. If man are going and are not strikers, are going for 75 million euros. Zubimendi went for was it 60 million pounds, 75 million euros or whatever, and he's a midfielder. than a informed striker when the market is dry up. It is dry, man. Like literally, it's the same 4 or 5 names you're seeing. Nketiah, you're not even seeing Osterman now. Nketiah, Sesko for Arsenal in particular. That's it. Gyokeres for Arsenal, Man United. And then it kind of just stops there, really, to be fair. Like, they're kind of the main 3 in Europe at the minute I can think of. Isak's obviously, everyone puts Isak's name in the hat, but he's not really named or been shown that he's obviously available for a proper price. So, yeah, man, 3-4 man in Europe, it ain't great. You know what I'm saying? So, I can see why he's trying to bump up the price. Because, again, supply and demand, man. A lot of teams need strikers, and there's not a lot of strikers about like that. So, yeah, I can hear what you're saying, bro. Well, how much do you think Arsenal would pay? I think they probably want to pay under, like you said, under the 70 million euros mark, which is still pretty cheap, very cheap for a guy that's got the amount of goals, whatever league it is, it's still got that amount of goals in consecutive seasons. So, yeah, considering we spent 50 on like Ben White, for example, we spent 45 Calafiori. These are defenders to get an attacker, striker as well, for what 55, 56 would be in this market too, would be very cheap to be fair. So we'll see what happens, man. It might be a case where, I mean, I think Gyokeres is trying to force a move, trying to make it uncomfortable for them to just accept any kind of bid that goes in. But I think they're going to be standing firm for the time being. Obviously, they're not in any kind of rush. The window for them is obviously open until September. So, yeah, but again, you want this to drag out up until then, to be honest with you. But it'll be interesting to see what actually happens, man, in the next week or so. But you're hoping that Arsenal, as an Arsenal fan, this comes to the conclusion for sure, bro. I said, tippy toppy tops. Big up, Mr. Man. Big up yourself, brother. I hope you're well. Man said, Rodrigo 300. This is what I'm saying, brother. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, the thing is, I don't even. He has to ask for that, fam. You see Havertz on like 285 or wherever it is. This guy, you have to ask for 300, 350. You have to, bro. But it says Saka coming for the this is Saliba as well, man. All of these guys are coming for the 300, 350, 400. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a sticky one still. I can't lie. I don't know how we're gonna get ourselves out of it, man. The only way is to try and move these players on like Jesus and obviously Havertz eventually, and to get them off these big wages. That's probably only the one good thing about Partey leaving is that he's off the 200 grand. You know what I'm saying? And obviously even Jorginho, he was on like 150. So you just want to put the wage down a piece, bro. So when you're negotiating, you're not got a bag of man wanting 200, 300 because it's not sustainable, bro. You can't have 4 or 5 man on 250, 300. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's crazy, man. Tops, if you guys sign Rodrigo, would be interesting to see him play as an inverted left back by Super Duper Mick. Jericho, man, big up yourself, right? And this is another thing as well. Obviously, there's a lot of claims that Arteta can't really get the best out of attacking players. You've seen obviously the decline of Martinelli in particular. Obviously, we've not signed a striker for whatever reason. Saka, again, obviously, he's definitely improved, but obviously, he's been played to death too much, in my opinion. So, yeah, there is kind of claims that the attackers don't really thrive under Arteta in terms of getting loads of goals on a consistent basis compared to someone like, for example, Unai Emery, who can get the best out of Watkins and Duran, can get the best out of Lacazette and Aubameyang, just as an example. And I think some managers are like that. They can literally get the best out of particular strikers. Obviously, Emery's like that. I think Thomas Frank getting the best out of Tony, then obviously Wissa, then Buemo. I think there's certain kind of systems that suit strikers where they can just finish off chances and they can get 10 to 15 goals, where all the managers, I feel like it's a bit harder for them to get like a prolific kind of goal scorer. I think it all depends on the system they set up. So yeah, man, there are the allegations, bro. Like we get to see an Arteta team with a 20-goal season striker, bar the first one with Aubameyang, but obviously he came halfway through where Aubameyang was already on like 15 goals or whatever. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he can actually manage one that can do that, and two, provide one that can do that, because that's literally what's been missing in terms of these seasons. Even though we've been finishing second and been in the title race, you never have that one guy where you're like, raw, this guy's scoring every week, bro. Where Man City have it with Haaland, Liverpool have it with Salah. We just don't have it in it. That's what we're trying to look for with the striker, in my opinion, that we should be looking for. But yeah, if Rodrigo can come in and help and obviously contribute with the goals as well, that would be ideal too. But again, man, you got to let these guys flourish, bro. I don't want to see Rodrigo, like you said, playing left back, right back, into the back. Do you know what I'm saying? Pause. So yeah, I don't want to see him defending for his life, bro. Just get him up the pitch, get him on the field. Obviously, he can come back and obviously help when we need the help. But again, I want him further forward in those attacking areas if we do sign him, obviously, because we might not. We might sign Nani Madueke. So yeah, Big up Carlos says that Gyokeres should have signed a contract with her. This is what I'm saying. There's no point in not going to training. You're on the contract, blood. Yeah, this is what I mean, bro. These man did not learn from the Hurricane thing, fam. Forget the shaking hand thing. These man don't care about that. They're businessmen, brother. Like, get this thing written down in writing. You should have said, yo, I want the release clause lowered, and also as well, which I think obviously Crystal Palace have implemented as well, which I didn't know you could even do, but they obviously have. They've done it where a thing where you don't even have to pay it in full. They just want a certain amount in a certain amount of installments, and then you've literally got the player. We will release the player in it. But bro, like, you should have signed a new deal and had that implemented in the contract. I'm not only going to sign if you put in writing, bro, in my contract, 60 mil or whatever I think obviously they want 60 million pounds, 70 million euros, I think it is, or something like that. So yeah, put that in writing, and then, bro, Arsenal or whoever, Man United could have just paid that thing, and then he would have been out of there regardless, whatever Sporting wanted to do or change their mind. But now you're literally the person that you're falling out with, you're literally relying on him to negotiate your exit, kind of, because again, it's up to the club to accept any kind of offer from whichever type of team. And yeah, you turn up to training. He's trying to force a move. I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to make it uncomfortable to the point where it's like, oh, Sporting have to like let him go. But I don't think that's going to be probably the way they're going to act, bro. Because like he said in the thing, they're not really any kind of hurry to sell. They've got 2 months left of the transfer window. Victor Gyokeres is, again, is he going to be training on his own then? He's not going to have a full pre-season. If he's going to move, then he's not going to be physically fit because, again, he's not going to be playing any games. So these are all the things you're going to obviously consider in it. So I think it's a game of cat and mouse. I think it's a game of chess. I think it's whoever blinks first kind of thing. Are Sporting going to cave in and say, you know what, we'll put our price down just to get you out of here so we can get a replacement? Or is it a thing where Victor's going to see the time go past, it's going to be August, and he's still not going to move away? Season's then going to start. There's a World Cup here. I don't know if Sweden, obviously, I'm guessing the World Cup qualifiers are still obviously ongoing, but Sweden might have a good chance to make the World Cup. And again, he normally does play as well as obviously Isaac and all these other guys. So yeah, man, there's a lot of riding on the season in terms of what you want to do long term. And yeah, you might feel like, you know what, I might as well just come back and just play and see if anyone buys me in it. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out for sure. Very interesting, man. Big up everyone in the chat, man. Make sure you guys smash up the like. Big up ST. Gentlemen's agreements don't work in football. 100%, bro. Especially when you got businessmen involved, man. It's all about the money. It's all about how much money. And the thing is, these footballers are assets to these kind of owners and stuff. Like, they're not going to just let them walk for less than what they deem or value them or how they deem them worth. Or they're not going to let them go for free. So yeah, you're right, bro. Big up ST anyway in the building, especially when millionaires are involved, for sure. 100%, man. Is Eze to Arsenal confirmed? Good deal. If true, him and Gyokeres will be excellent additions. Nah, it's not confirmed yet, bro. I feel like, again, there's a lot of interest, and I don't know if the deal is further along than obviously what people are reporting, considering how much people are reporting about it. But I do feel like there's a strong possibility if we end up making a bid for them. I don't understand or don't see why we wouldn't. Considering, again, there's all like positive talks in terms of Eze wanting to come back to the club and whatnot. So yeah, I think if we do make a bid, we probably would get him. But again, it depends how much we're willing to do. And with Arsenal, they always want to pay the full fee. They always want to build up with bids and stuff like that. And will we be willing to pay the 68, which is what they want? We probably want to pay, I don't know, knowing Arsenal about 50 or something. But I don't think Palace are going to be accepting that, to be honest with you. So we'll have to wait and see how the Arsenal negotiate it. But yeah, I agree, bro. I actually think there would be really good additions. I think obviously Eze provides in terms of a skill set something we haven't got in the squad, bro. Someone that can dribble past players, someone that can be direct from midfield. I mean, someone that can obviously score from long range on a consistent basis. He can take free kicks. He can score for even 40 scores in big games. And yeah, a bit of dynamism, man. Again, this is where the allegations come in, like I said about Rodrigo with the Arteta thing. Are we going to see in the same Eze, if we do sign him, that would be like seeing at Crystal Palace? Because again, if you start seeing him a bit more reserved, that's how you know it's a coaching thing where he's telling him not to take more chances. Because Arteta's obsessed with not losing the ball, which I never understand. Because again, to win games, you have to take chances. You have to get in positions where potentially you could lose the ball, potentially you could get counter-attacked on, but you're taking a chance because you want to score the goal. I think it's a lot too much reserved, and I think it stifles a lot of the attacking players. So yeah, man, be interesting. But yeah, I think it would be if we can get them over the line. Obviously, they both cost a lot of money in respects of how much money we spent already. But we have to do it, bro. We've literally gone 3-4 years without strengthening the attack. So yeah, man, it has to be done, my guy. It has to be done for sure. Obviously, another news says, oh yeah, again, pretty similar. I think this is the guy that I don't know if he broke the Verts news, but he's kind of hot and cold. In terms of a journalist on Twitter, but yeah, obviously he's the one that broke the news last night about Arsenal in advanced talks with Sporting regarding Gyokeres, and the club feel like they are within touching distance of the finishing line. Gyokeres has already agreed a 5-year contract, so people are saying that we've not agreed a contract with him yet. People are saying we are, so you don't really know what to believe. All rumors, obviously, but yeah, this is obviously would be my pick on who to get as a striker, just because again he's just got a history of scoring goals. Obviously in Portugal, so yeah, man, that would be my pick. But again, I still think we're probably going to get Sesko, but we shall see. Obviously, Max Dalman's in training. Looks like he's going to get some minutes in pre-season as well. 15 years old, but yeah, he was doing very well in the under 21s. I want to say it was when he was playing against obviously 20-year-olds and stuff. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how well he does and if he actually does get promoted. He says obviously he'll wear the 56 shirt. Now he's legally able to play for Arsenal in the competitive state. And he said the shirt number suggests he's now officially part of the club's under 21 squad, despite still being eligible for the under 16s. That's crazy, man. Hopefully, he's going to be able to progress pretty well. But yeah, man, we'll have to see what happens, bro. No, obviously pressure as well, so we'll have to see how he does, man. Big up everyone tuning in, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, man. Crystal Palace spending 47 mil on Sporting defender Diamonde. Game's gone blood. Yeah, a lot of money, bro. I feel like that's going to be the obviously Gay replacement. I do think he's probably going to go to Liverpool. I think they're going to get the price down to maybe 35 to 40 mil. But yeah, crazy, man, crazy. But they do need a replacement. We were linked with them a couple of seasons ago where we needed like a replacement for, not replacement, but a backup to like Saka. Sorry, backup to Saliba and someone that can fill in because I think he can play right back as well. But yeah, that would be a good signing. Apparently, like when we've played Sporting, he's actually been decent to be fair when we played them. So yeah, but yeah, I think to be honest with you, I think in terms of quality of player to where he's going, I think it's a very good deal for Crystal Palace for sure. Because I think he's actually decent. Obviously played in the Champions League as well. So yeah, big up ST says apparently we want Eze plus a new left winger and a striker. Yes, that was the reports. I was going to get onto that actually as well. I think it was Ben Jacobs actually suggested. I don't know if it was a typo, but he actually suggested that we were after a left winger, a right winger, and an attacking winger and a striker. Which again, I cannot see us getting 4 attacking players, man. I could barely believe we're getting 3. So yeah, but yeah, I think it might have been a typo in terms of how he was writing it. Maybe you just thought we want someone for that position. So again, you can get a winger that can play obviously right and left. But obviously he's just gonna I think this is what he's saying about the Rodrigo deal. Arsenal view Rodrigo as a perfect fit. Real Madrid will hold talks. I think that's what I said earlier. To clarify his position, he's viewed as a dream left winger target, but comfortable on the right wing, a position he's often deployed at Real Madrid. Noni Madueke is another idea on the right hand side, but no other. See, this is what I'm saying. So it feels like we're going after a right winger because again, for the right hand side, a left winger. And then obviously Eze's an attacker, so like an attacking attacker. So yeah, it's kind of confusing. But no other offer has been made yet to Chelsea. Enzo Maresca still values Madueke. However, Chelsea could entertain bids of 45+ million with add-ons on top, especially if they secure another attacker. Eze is a separate matter, unlinked to any of the targets above or positions, even though he could also be utilized as a left winger. So yeah, it does seem like there's going to be a plethora of players that we're looking at the same time. So it'll be interesting to see if we actually go through on that, if I'm being honest, man, because again, it will take a lot of money, man, to get all these positions kind of filled up. So yeah, I don't know, man. Obviously, like I said, obviously moved to Saudi, big him up. Obviously, him and Aubameyang are in Saudi now, so yeah, bigging themselves up. I can't find out where you put the article, man. I think I don't know where it was, man. But yeah, man. I think this is it. Yes, yeah. So more about Arsenal's pursuit of Eze. Positive talks held over the weekend with senior recruitment and football staff present. Palace aware of Arsenal's interest, but no formal approach. Arsenal could add left winger, right winger, and AM. Nah, that can't be right, bro. There's no way. And a striker. There's no way, bro. There's no way we're gonna get all that. No way. But Eze apparently won't be our left winger. It's a separate deal. I'm excited about that. If true, yeah, bro. If it is true, and we actually do get more than one, then yeah, crazy, man, crazy. That's what we need, though, man. We need three attackers at least for sure. What do you mean? Game's gone. That's an incredible deal. Says Mister. I said the striker, Eze, Madueke, Jackson make Arsenal black again. That's crazy work, bro. The fact that it's 2 Chelsea players as well is nasty. Very nasty, fam. Very nasty. I said, chill out, lol. I said, is he 50 million good? Gyokeres is literally the same price now. Sporting got a double that now, in my opinion. This is what I'm saying, man. I feel like, again, he was one of the kind of Diamonde in terms of like one of the players where I think Man City were linked with him as well. I know we were linked with him a few years ago. Because he was younger. I think at the time, I can't remember I don't know how old he is now, but at the time he was like 21. But yeah, a lot of teams have been linked with him. So I am surprised he's going to a team level of Crystal Palace, because again, some of the top teams were linked to obviously trying to have a bid for him. But again, it's one of those ones, man. If he goes to, like you said, if he goes to 47, then surely Gyokeres, who's their best player, is going to go for what, 50, 60, 70, 80. Do you know what I'm saying? Based off that logic. So it is a strange one, man. But we'll have to obviously keep an eye on it for sure. Apparently, we want to pay it lower than the release clause and installments too. We're a cheeky club. Yeah, I mean, the installments things, I think obviously, I think they said they're willing to accept that 3 installments of 20 mil each, but we don't want to pay the 68. I think we want to pay like 55 or something, or 50, which again, it could be seen as penny pinching. But at the same time, if we're trying to get 3 attackers in the same window, I think, again, I'll go back to it. We just left too much work to do with the midfield situation, man. We should have had that pattern from last year, and then we would have had a bit more wiggle room to spend more in these kind of attacking areas. Now, when we're trying to get all these obviously people in, I mean, the good thing is that, again, Arsenal normally just get 1 attacker. We've been used to seeing that from Wenger days. Even Arteta will get maybe 1 attacker a window, not even 2, probably just 1 in it. So the fact we're after 3 is obviously an improvement. Do you know what I mean? Because again, we already just go after the 1 guy and that's it, done. But yeah, if we can afford 3 guys is another thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's crazy, man. I said ST broke boys could never be Chelsea. Now you know what it is. It's the net spend, bro. It's not being able to sell adequately, fam. The fact that we've still got Oxlade-Chamberlain as our highest, obviously, sell in 2017, bro, for 35 mil is crazy. Considering, like I said, I did a show about all the different lists of the amount of players that are getting mad money in terms of like Chelsea getting 89 for Hazard. You got Liverpool, obviously the Coutinho money. Kane for Spurs, Man United, still Ronaldo money from 2009 is their record one, and even other teams like West Ham with Rice and etc. man. So a lot of teams sell quite adequately and sell their best players for a lot. Problem with us is that when we've had good players like Sanchez, Ozil, Aubameyang, like I said, all these guys leave, we just give them away for free, bro. Like even Partey should have gone for a couple of seasons ago. Obviously, Saudi were, I think, bidding like 30 mil, 35 mil. I think we wanted like 50 mil and then ended up not obviously selling them in the end. So, and he ends up going for free. So I think these things we definitely got to improve on, man. If a player is in demand, then we need to obviously sell them off for whatever reason. Just sell them for a maximum price and then reinvest into the team, bro. Big ol' ST said, you man keep selling your teams to yourselves. Next up, you'll be selling your club mascot back to your parent club, Carlos. Says ST. Big up Chris, man. Arsenal playing a hokey pokey between Sesko and Gyokeres. Bro, every day, man, it's a different guy. It's either Sesko, Gyokeres, Sesko. I can't even keep up myself, my guy, but big yourself up anyway. Arsenal will still get Sesko. That sauce is French version of the Sun. Yeah, man, it's not a great sauce, to be fair. It's not a great sauce. Diamande is good, bro. I'm surprised Palace getting it done. Yeah, no, he's very scouted, man. He is very scouted. Big up Carlos, he says, I agree with Arteta, though. You can't dominate the league playing transitional football on the constant press. It's not sustainable for the players. For example, Klopp Ball and even Petch couldn't do it. Couldn't win the league with his prime Spurs. I like Maresca's approach of trying to control games now, even if it's a slow and methodical. You know what it is, Carlos? I feel like it should be a bit of both. Like, again, I agree. I think to try and do that in transition all the time is not sustainable. You're right, in it, because again, the players are going to get injured, especially with more games as well. And yeah, they're going to be knackered towards the end of the season because there's a lot of like energy driven. Do you know what I mean? So to control games in certain aspects, I completely agree. I think the problem obviously we have is that we rely on it too much to the point where it's so slow we can't break teams down. Where I feel like, again, you kind of need a bit of both, a little bit of like pizzazz in terms of having that kind of transitional threat there available, so teams are a bit more wary, especially when you can run into space and you've got players that are quick and can move the ball pretty fast. You know, you can obviously have a threat. So yeah, I think and I feel like we did have a bit of a better balance of that in probably not the season just gone, the season before, where we had a bit of control in that double pivot with Rice and Jorginho. But again, we still had those kind of moments where Saka and Martinelli were bursting into life on the left wings, and it was a bit more obviously a bit more free flowing as well. So I think you just a mixture of both. I feel like we went too far the other way this season because, again, that's why we had a lot of 0-0 against Everton. We drew with Fulham away. Like, we dropped points against these teams. We lost to West Ham at home. Like, these are like lower end teams in terms of where they finished in the league and that. So I think, again, that was probably the lack of kind of quickness in our build-up play and stuff like that. But no, it's a fair point, man. I think, again, a mixture of both. I think City in their prime, in their heyday, had a mixture of both. You remember the likes of Sane and Sterling, that kind of quick transitional play, but then they did still have the control of David Silva in the midfield. Bernardo as well when he was at his peak. So yeah, man, I think that kind of balance is where you can beat teams either way, because City could control games, but then on the counter attack they were dangerous and deadly too, because they had the pace and the time to stretch your kind of back four as well. So yeah, man, definitely a good debate there for sure. You are on some abstract takes today, man. Klopp literally won with that style. Yeah, but he only won it once, to be fair. And the thing is, it wasn't sustainable. And you see it after, when they tried to go for the quadruple, the year after, people don't really talk about it too often, bro. These, man, you guys were pretty low down in the table. I remember seeing the table in like January, February. I'm sure you guys were like, I'm sure it was like 8th or 9th, man. You were kind of near the bottom, innit? It's only because obviously you made like that last run towards the end of the season where you finished 5th, where you tried to get Champions League. But yeah, that season before took a lot of toll on you, man, and you were losing quite a lot of games. Obviously, you lost, was it 3-0 away to Wolves? You lost 3-0 away to Brighton. So yeah, man, you were losing a few games that season, man. I think you had a few injuries as well, but yeah, man, I think it just took its toll in terms of, obviously, Fabinho's legs had gone as well. Same with Henderson. Your midfield was completely shot that season. So yeah, but in terms of sustainable, I think Pep's obviously way at the minute is obviously the most, because again, he's won how many league titles in the how many years? What, 6 out of 8 or whatever it is. So yeah, so yeah, Klopp won 1 title in 10 years, but slot system suits the players better, in my opinion. Yeah, I think he probably does, to be fair. It is what it is, man. I ran out of characters, but saw Liverpool players last year, and they and if they controlled games more, they'd have 1 more titles, complementing slot style. I think they definitely would have been. I think they definitely would have been up there for sure. I think again, because again with Klopp style, it was great in terms of the attacking, exciting football and stuff, but because it was just fast paced going every single time, it was hard to maintain in terms of like actually winning major trophies. They were a bit unlucky because again, City were getting ridiculous points, 98 and 93. Do you know what I mean? That's 90 plus points, and you're not winning the league is kind of crazy. But at the same time, man, I think overall it was always going to be difficult for them to maintain it over a period of time. That's why I feel like their midfield players did get shot quite early on in their career, in terms of, it was only like their early 30s, but they were just knackered because they just couldn't maintain the high press kind of obviously game. So yeah, I feel like in terms of a style, it's probably easier to do the whole control thing. But I think if you can put in a bit of transition in there as well, now and then, not all the time, but a mixture of the both when you need it, then I think that's like the perfect balance for sure. It says Jonathan David on a free to Juve. Here we go. Premier League clubs missed that. Doubt I feel, or if but so maybe his Klopp's issues was Arteta's now. Stubborn about small squad. But I agree with you 100%. Running players into the ground is not a sustainable model. Yeah, I agree as well, man. Klopp, the season he left, had Liverpool in Europa League, won the League Cup, and dropped out the title race. Slot with the same squad came in and won it. It was a Klopp problem. He had to leave so the mighty Liverpool could thrive. They paint the mural, but Klopp was the real villain here. That's nasty work, fam. That is nasty work. Master Klopp's the real villain, you know, on a Joker thing. Crazy. Transitional football, some so we get slapped 5-0 like the Emirates. My head will never be so hard again. Robbie the lone block. Yeah, fam. 5-0 is crazy, fam. Fuck you know. I forgot about that, man. We can have it scoring a break. The guy's never scored 2 goals for Arsenal in another game again. I don't think he ever will again, you know. I mean, that'll be the only game he scored 2 goals in. Because, yeah, he was... And the thing is, he should have scored about 4. Obviously, knowing habits, he misses bare chances anyway. But, yeah, 5-0 is mad, to be fair. 5-0 is mad. Yeah, Pochettino ball, man. Pochettino ball. That's the one way to look at it, but we'd never call Klopp a villain. At Liverpool, he broke the Premier League drought, made us attractive to elite players, and got our calories and facilities integrated. Fair play. Obviously, won the Champions League as well. So yeah, can't really knock him. Klopp had them low in the table and in the Europa League, and then blame FSG because Klopp had a mural. trying to run that Klopp thing. I hear it. I hear it, fam. We aren't a rent boy club like yours. That came out of nowhere. Okay, fam. We know how to be grateful to those who did well for our club. The thing is, could do well with a low to mid block. Is about possession, so it could work. Yeah, no, again, he is very methodical, his play, when you actually watch his team play. I said that obviously started last season when I was watching him in the preseason in America. It was obviously a bit different to Poch. He was very slow, very methodical. But again, long term, it can actually work for sure. That's a Liverpool council issue. That's crazy. You're going mad. You're going mad. That's a Liverpool. Yeah, you're going mad. I can't even lie, fam. But yeah, man, big up everyone in the chat, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button. But yeah, obviously this article was saying Arsenal could add a left winger, right winger, and attacking midfielder as well, which again would be kind of interesting to see if they could actually achieve that, man. Obviously, it comes across and says Arsenal hold positive talks for elite forward with striker and winger options. So also exploring a move for obviously Crystal Palace player Eze, as Give Me Sport revealed last week. It says the Gunners' interest in the versatility or the versatile 27-year-old stems from his ability to play as both an attacking midfielder out wide, but is not only in the place of other left wing targets. GMS sources understand also have held positive talks with Eze's camp over the weekend with the senior recruitment and football figures present. Eze is understood to be keen on a move to the Emirates Stadium. The England international, who has been described as elite by obviously the owner, got 14 goals and 11 assists for Crystal Palace, which is very good, by the way, considering Palace they're a mid-table team. They're normally at the bottom. I think they finished 12th, so it's not like he again, they were winning loads of games. So I think it's a very good return, to be fair. And it shows that he can obviously create goals as well as score them. And obviously he's not obviously a out and out 9. He's like a forward player that can play multiple positions. He was on the left a few times as well as being in the 10. So yeah, he's obviously got a £68 million release clause, payable in installments. However, Arsenal value Eze at below this number. There has been no date to bid, but Arsenal's interest is serious and advancing. So, again, I feel like, we're trying to negotiate maybe a smaller fee than the 68, which I don't know what that would be. And if Palace will be willing to accept that, to be honest with you, because, again, I feel like with him being their best player, their prize asset, this is the amount of money they're probably going to get. And I feel like it's probably relatively cheap, considering they wanted 85 for Zaha how many years ago? 5, 6, 7 years ago. And obviously the market's got worse in terms of inflation since then. So I'm surprised that this guy scored in the cup final, won them their cup as well. So maybe it's a release clause. So there's something that they can't obviously change in it. Again, it's in his contract that if you pay it, then he's going in it. But I feel like if they wanted to negotiate, it would be definitely more than this, bro. Definitely, man. Especially when you see the other players like Madueke, etc., going or wanting to be bought for 50+ million. Yeah, you know what I mean? I feel like Eze would definitely, and look, 85 for Kudus as well. I thought it'd be more around that kind of mark in it. So maybe they messed up with the smaller or lower release clause for sure, man. But big up everyone tuning in, man. Make sure you guys like up the video if you're not already. Big up the chat. As always, people, make sure you guys like up the thing, man. What's going on, people? Only on 7 likes, bro. Let's see if we can get this to 10 to 15 likes, people. You guys know what to do. Like up the thing, man. What's going on, bro? What's going on? Big up Static, my brother says, hey, Tots, bro. A lot of rumors again for today. It's getting closer. Bro, I'm just here. Listen, I just reported, you know what I'm saying? But I 100% understand your frustration. I'm the same, bro. I want some concrete news as well, man. But again, this is what we're being given. I feel like no one actually knows what's going on. It's just a guesswork between one player to the other. Tomorrow, if there's nothing been confirmed by the main journalist or Arsenal, obviously Intel and themselves, it will be the same kind of, we're after Sesko now. Sesko's the prime target. So it's just back and forth. I can only just report it until we actually get a proper conclusion of the deals, man. But big yourself up for me in the chat. Like and subscribe. Big up Static, man. Make sure you guys do what Static says and like and subscribe to the thing. Always good to have you in the chat, brother. It says, big up ST, exploring, interested in seeking, inquiring, positive thoughts, keen on the move. These are the buzzwords, my guy. These are the key words, brother. You know what I'm saying? Seeking, inquiring, you know. When will be also just have signed, bro? It could be a while. I can't even lie, my guy. It could be a while till we obviously sign a striker, man. Because again, it's just dragging on. Monitoring, advancing in communication with, interested in while playing Chelsea extra by the end of the window for sure. Hopefully, we don't do that, Korean, but big yourself up every single time. Man said, what is a council issue running out of the coherent things to combat with Brent Boy? says Mr. Big up yourself, Mr. What brings me confidence? Big man Berta, the don of the transfer market. Yeah, man. I mean, again, it's not over yet, but yeah. If you can get some attackers over, then yeah, I'll be gassing it. But obviously, we're not bought an attacker yet, so I'm still waiting, brother. I'm still waiting for sure. So we'll have to wait and see, man. So Spurs also appreciate Eze, but are not currently working on a deal, having decided to explore other targets. West Ham's Kudus is their main focus. So potentially they could get Kudus in. £85 million release clause, but Spurs believe they might be able to do a deal possible around 60 million due to the Hammers needing to sell. It's interesting to see how with the release clause, people are willing to obviously spend a bit lower, but then with obviously Eze's release clause, they want to spend a bit lower than that. So it's like no one really wants to pay that set fee, regardless of the price it is. Like 68 you would probably say is probably fair. If, like, for example, if Eze's release clause was 90, you probably pay 68 because it's like, oh, okay, we've got him for a bargain. But because it's 68, you don't want to pay 68. You want to pay less than that. Same with obviously Kudus. If Kudus was 60, you obviously Spurs would probably want to pay less than that. So it's always just based off the initial price and just trying to get it down in it for whatever reason. Maybe they just think in their head, if we get it down, it means a bit more money for us to spend elsewhere. So, and again, Spurs have got a lot of work to do as well in other areas, you would assume. So, yeah. Also looking at, but see, also looking at both left and right winger targets. Chelsea's Noni Madueke is high in their thinking, although no bid has been placed to date. Yeah, we're the only ones at the minute in terms of really being high for Madueke, man. So it is a bit of worry. Madueke is valued by Enzo Maresca and focused on the Club World Cup. Chelsea paid PSV 29 million and will be looking to make at least 15 million profit to entertain a sale. These are the stats. And to be fair, if you look at the stats, man, Madueke only got one less goal than Eze and against playing less minutes than him and less games, or started less games, sorry. Obviously, he got 3 assists, Eze got 8. But again, you could say, well, Eze's playing for Crystal Palace and Madueke's playing for Chelsea, so that kind of evens itself out. But yeah, they're obviously the statistics between the two players. Real Madrid's Rodrigo and Newcastle's Anthony Gordon are 2 left wingers. Targets as well. He says both come in with their challenges. Rodrigo is yet to decide whether he wants to leave Real Madrid. Obviously, I'm waiting for Real Madrid just to get knocked out so they can speed up this thing, man. Because yeah, boy, if they still, I mean, again, I think the tournament ends the 13th of July, so a couple of weeks now anyway. But even so, you knew this was going to drag into August anyway, man, because it's just the nature of the deal. So we'll have to wait and see if he comes out and says he wants to leave, and then if we can negotiate for him. But La Liga giants are willing to sanction a sell for around 90 million euros, which is about 70 million pounds, something like that. The advantage of Rodrigo is he wants to play on the left-hand side, but has been utilized on the right at Real Madrid, where it's also comfortable, but obviously not really happy playing there. He wants to play on the left. So yeah, man, Newcastle do not wish to sell Gordon, who is also appreciated by Liverpool. Arsenal had also discussed Jamie Gittins prior to his £55 million switch to Chelsea, although talks were never concrete, apparently. So yeah, man, Arsenal set for a busy July. Big up everyone in the chat, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button in here, all of that good stuff, and subscribe to the channel. Man said you lot probably better off without Berto calling me crazy, but I think he could do his job. I could do his job. Signing Chelsea rejects and Zubimendi, who, no God. To be fair, the Zubimendi one, it was already set in place, to be honest with you. So I don't think you can even take credit for that, because we were before we even got Berto, we were obviously not even linked with him. People were saying that we signed him in January. So apparently the deal was agreed from last year to obviously sign him this year. So yeah, man, he can't really take credit for that. He's not done a lot so far, but the Marcelo Skelly contract renewal, which again, cool. Apparently Real Madrid was sniffing around, so we've renewed that contract, and the Gabriel one. Cool, I'll give him credit for that. But again, he's not done anything yet. So for me, I when we got him in, I thought, yeah, okay, attacking signings, because you had to look at all the attackers he bought for Atletico Madrid. Big money. He wasn't obviously shy of making a big summer transfer move for the likes of João Felix or Morata or whoever it is. Obviously, your man Thomas Lemar as well. So yeah, that's what I was looking at him to do. Obviously, we've not signed an attacking player yet, so I can't really judge him as of yet. But yeah, end of the window, bro. I'll see what he does, man. End of the window, man. Again, the window's not finished yet, so you got to give the guy the whole window and see what we come out with. Because again, we might sign more players, and we might sign players that we're not even linked with yet. So yeah, we have to wait and see, my guy. You have to wait and see. That's harsh Korean. I agree with SC. You have to give him the window and see what happens from there for sure. You never know what signings we'll make. Man says, don't let me pull up the office for the national statistics, but you don't want this today. The signings, I confirm those are being linked. Surely can't be better targets. Speaking on Fraud Watch, if they are. Yeah, and that's the thing, man, because the thing is as well, because Arsenal have been linked with Chelsea players before Berto even got in obviously into the job. You could obviously assume that's going to be just Arsenal targets in general. Because I don't know how it's working. I don't know if it's a case of Arteta's just giving him the targets and he's just a negotiator, or he's actually trying to scout his own players. But again, you've seen reports that he's the one pushing for Gyokeres. That's the first time we've actually seen someone like an Ornstein or whoever actually link Arsenal to Gyokeres officially when Berto actually came in. So I think it might be a little bit of both. Some like targets, because apparently, again, Mosquera was someone that he wanted for Atletico Madrid, or when he was sporting director there, and he kind of just took that target over here. And again, I hadn't seen any kind of links until like literally the last month or whatever, like loose links as well. So yeah, it's one of those ones, man. It's one of those ones, bro. Madueke getting disrespected whilst probably better than all your wingers barring Saka, says Korean. Madueke was also injured for a period of time as well, by the way. I think Madueke as a backup isn't bad. It says ST. That's Korean. That's true Korean. And Madueke is a long-term Saka replacement. He's probably eyeing a move to a bigger and better things. While you're on about Saka, in general, give it a rest. Don't embarrass yourself, bro. Keep it to football. We're laughing emoji. And all the emojis there. For Carlos, Arteta probably would buy a few more defenders and midfielders if he had his way, instead of strikers and wingers. Yeah, bro. I seen on the stat. He's only bought 6 attackers in like 39 players. He's bought 39 players, and only 6 of them have been attackers, which is crazy, by the way. Crazy. So yeah, for some reason, he doesn't like buying forward players for whatever reason. I don't know why, but he's reluctant to do it. So that's when we're linked with 3 players in this window. It's like, it's overdue, bro. So we should. Like, we don't buy anyone, like any attackers in general since he's been here. Like one every 3 transfer windows, if that. Like, it's crazy when you think about it. But yeah, it says Arsenal set for a busy July. 3 deals are imminent, and a striker is a priority, of course. Also in July are very busy. Goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga and midfielders, Christian Norgard and Martin Zubamendi are all incoming. Talks for Valencia centre-back Christian Mosquera are ongoing, with Arsenal optimistic on agreeing a fee in the region of 20 million euros, which is 17 million pounds. However, this remains some caution, as Valencia are also trying to get Mosquera to extend his contract. But yeah. And a new number 9 will also arrive before the end of the transfer window as well. Andrea Berta has advanced talks for both Benjamin Sesko and Victor Gyokeres. Both players would welcome a move to Arsenal, but the key is getting the fee down to around 70 million euros. So that seems to be the sweet spot here. The 70 million euros is how much we're willing to pay for a striker. Ollie Watkins also remains a target. So his name keeps popping up here, man. Ollie Watkins, man. And yeah, wouldn't be surprised if we just don't get either Sesko or Gyokeres, just get this guy. Well, I wouldn't actually be surprised if that actually happens as well, by the way. I said Madueke ain't better than Martinelli, though. Says Mister. The stats say otherwise. Arteta wants Madueke as he aims to implement a culture of Mandem FC, make Arsenal black again. Who else said that, man? So I've seen someone else say that. I think it was Culture Cams, man, said that as well. But yeah, it's crazy, man. More goal contributions in less minutes. I haven't watched much Madueke, but I've watched quite a lot of Martinelli. His output is very bad, and his finishing is not as good. He's not good. He's quite frustrating to watch. Yeah, I think the game's not developed the Korean, to be honest with you. Again, a couple of seasons ago, he was very good. He was very efficient. And but again, I think I said it on yesterday's show. We were just playing him in a completely different way in terms of having him as that kind of second striker, linking up with Jesus on the left and interchanging in it. Now he's just a touchline winger, which he's not good at. He always runs with his head down, not very good at decision making. And yeah, he's away from goal. You want him towards the goal as much as possible so he can shoot more. But again, he gets probably 1 chance a game and misses it. So yeah, not great, man. Not great. If Arsenal had Ollie, bro, there's no way. Yeah, I've been waiting 4 or 5 years for Ollie Watkins. And the thing is, I like Ollie Watkins. He's another decent Premier League proven player, and he'll get you goals. Like, he gets 15 probably on average from Aston Villa, who again are in and out of the Champions League, not like a consistent Champions League team, which is decent, man. He'll get you goals. He does miss a few chances as well. But bro, we've got to. He's someone, yeah, that's like a backup man, innit? Do you know what I mean? He's like, if you got him and someone else, then cool, but he can't be the guy you'll be waiting for all this time, bro. What's going on here? Nah, that's not gonna gas me at all. Like, he's a good player, but yeah, nah, he's not on the same. Bro, I need someone that's like, yo, this is it, man. This is the guy now. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just don't get that feeling with Ollie Watkins. Like I said, he'll score goals. He's proven. He knows where the back of the net. He scored some good goals as well, to be fair. But yeah, nah, he's not moving me like that. Do you get it? So yeah, man. I said Madueke is the same Korean, still raw. Yeah, listen, I think they're both much of a muchness, to be honest with you. Again, Madueke has some good bits, but yeah, some games, yeah, it's not doesn't look interesting, but it's like, yeah, it just doesn't have that final kind of end product. Like, even like the FA Cup, the Conference League final game, I don't think he had a particularly great game in that game in particular, just off the top of my head, innit? But obviously, you're going to get that because he's young and he's a winger, so he's going to be inconsistent in games, innit? So, yeah, man, I just think in terms of that profile, we need to be moving away from that. Guys that need to be growing. Like, we were in phase 6, like, or whatever the phases is. I'm not really, obviously, inclined with the phases. I think it's a load of nonsense. But yeah, we're in a stage where we need to be getting ready-made players, basically. So the stage of bringing up players like to grow and develop, we already had that with like getting Ben White and getting Ramsdale and getting Lokonga, and obviously some of them didn't work. But getting that stage of getting those young kind of players that we can mold and develop into better players, I think we're past that stage, man. You need to be getting ready-made guys that can just slot into the first team, or squad players that can slot in and be starters if you need to rotate. So yeah, man, that's just my opinion anyway, bro. Both awful on the eye. Martinelli has regressed though. Martinelli has definitely either stood still or got worse. But I feel like, again, positionally, we're not putting him in the best spot, if I'm being honest, man. I think him isolated on that left with literally no one to link up with, no kind of outward runs. Everything just goes on the right. And I feel like, again, even when Trossard's out there, because Trossard's got a bit more tech, he can link up and obviously provide a bit more for himself. But again, he kind of is isolated because he's got no pace. So you're kind of looking for him to try and score from outside the box or do something, a moment of magic kind of thing. But again, anyone on that left-hand side, I feel that left-hand side structure needs revamping anyway. Do you know what I mean? That's why I'm obviously happy with getting in someone like Eze, who can obviously play on the left-hand side, not only as the left, obviously, winger, but as the left 8 potentially as well. Because again, you just need a bit more versatility in that side, bro, because it's just a bit more all one direction, all into the midfield. No one overlaps on that side. This is why when Tierney came on for a few games, it was actually refreshing just to see someone cross from that side and just provide a bit of width, because we just don't see it anymore. Even when Calafiori plays, goes into midfield, like there's no kind of dynamism on that side, bro. Everyone just goes into the middle. So yeah, man, I feel like we definitely do need some kind of change when it comes to Arsenal and that left-hand side in particular, man. I think it all needs revamping, and then you can get an equal threat on both sides instead of just Saka, Odegaard, that kind of trio. It's boring now. Not boring, but it's kind of just predictable, and that's more like the proper word. It's that predictable, bro. You know what's going to happen in it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, if the game is tight, he's not the player that's going to break the deadlock or be that spark. Like Saka, yeah, different kind of player for sure. Ollie Watkins better than listen, Ollie Watkins will come in and start. I'm not denying that, but bro, you can't be that again. Like I said, that's a guy that you get with another person. Do you know what I mean? That's not going to be, if we got Ollie Watkins, you're not going to be like, you know what, we're definitely going to win the league now. You're just going to be like, okay, better than what you've got. You're going to get probably 15, 16, 17 league goals, which is obviously massively better than what we can do now. Havertz will probably get you like 12, 13. That's probably his limit. So yeah, he'll get you a few more goals, but it's like, bro, is he going to be one to stay to the title? I don't think so personally. But again, if you had him as well as someone else, and he's like a squad rotational player, or he's someone that can fill in for certain Premier League games while the other strikers obviously resting or injured or whatever, then yeah, sweet. I think he's a good player, man. I do think he's a good player. I'm not disrespecting him like that, but yeah, look at this man. He's a beggar for strikers and being picky. Nah, I'm not even being picky, fam. It's just, bro, like you got to think of it like this. Like, we needed to get him in January, because in January, I definitely would have took him. Obviously, we had injuries. He wanted to be sold by Villa, him or Duran. So I definitely would have took him then. But, bro, if you didn't buy him in January, to then wait to the summer, to then buy him, it makes everyone look like an idiot. Because it's like, bro, you should have just bought him in January. We literally threw away the season because we didn't want to pay extra money. Because now you're going to probably have to pay the same amount you didn't want to pay. Because, again, we wanted to pay, 30, 35 mil. They wanted 60 at the time. We're probably going to have to pay 50, 55 now. So, bro, we just wasted half a season for no reason. We just bought the player anyway. I think that would wind me up even more than, obviously, at least, again, if we got Sesko and Gyokeres, even though I particularly want Gyokeres, but at least if you get one of those, you can kind of understand them waiting to an extent, because it's like, okay, you wanted to wait to get your proper striker target. Well, you can't get the target that you could have got in January to get in the summer and try and gas it up to be the main target. That makes no sense, man. Like, what the hell? Yeah, man, I'm not having it. I'm sorry. Prem proven with an attitude. Rumors saying Arsenal closing on Gyokeres, and this man has his red beanie on. I see how you play the game. I see it. What the hell? I told you I just picked the same one up. Did you get it? Like, it's not even a thing, Korean. I just pick which one up and just go with it, bro. I said Ollie Watkins and Jackson at the Emirates with a laughing emoji. Oh man, oh, it's crazy, bro. Nah, the Jackson one's killing me. There's no way I can see Jackson rock up at Arsenal, fan. There's no way. My head will be in my hands. Imagine Jackson have its front two. Oh my god. The amount of chances, I think it's the easy chances as well. Oh mate, I couldn't cope, bro. I couldn't cope. I said, I told you, man, the blue beanie was bad vibes for Arsenal. Bring it back. Nah, you're a joke, man. You might want to really see me downfall, innit? I hear it, fam. I hear it fully, bro. Like, big yourself up. Big up the chat as always, man. Make sure you guys smash up the likes on the ting, bro. Make sure you guys do that, man. I really appreciate your support as well. All of that good stuff. But yeah, man. Obviously, quick news about Christian Mosquera as well. It says Valencia have offered him a lucrative new contract to tie him down, but the 21-year-old heart is firmly elsewhere, and obviously that's at Arsenal. Fabrizio Romano obviously reported said it's an important salary to keep obviously Mosquera at Valencia, but the young centre back has made his position. He wants to play for Arsenal. So yeah, it's up to Arsenal now to obviously agree a deal for Valencia to get him over the line. I expect this is going to be done in the next couple of weeks. To be fair, they'll probably haggle over the price, but again, Arsenal wanted him for under 20 million euros, but his market value, is 30 million euros. So yeah, I think we'll get this done, to be fair. Obviously, he's 6'2". He fits the profile of a modern Arsenal defender. I want to add valuable depth behind Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes with the ability to play on both sides of the defense. To be fair, I seen, obviously, I think it was the transfer market. He's actually played more on the left side of the defense, even though he's right-footed, than the right side of the defense. But yeah, he can play right back as well. It's funny, bro. He said he's 6'2", and now he said he's 6'3". So which one is it? It's crazy. But yeah, man, he's made 41 La Liga appearances, playing 90 minutes in 37 of them, and it was a key figure for Valencia after breaking into the first team in 2022. Obviously, just turned 22, I think it is. So yeah, but yeah, man, I think that will get done probably the next couple of weeks, man. But again, I've not seen too much of the player, to be fair, but I just know he's tall and he's probably going to be decent at set pieces. So yeah, it kind of fits the mold. Him, Norgard, you know how it goes, bro. You know how it goes. Big up Ice, man. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Hope you're good on this was it Wednesday morning? And all that good stuff, man. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, man. We'll have to wait and see, man. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, a quick article about Noni Madueke, why it would not make sense for Arsenal to sign the £50 million winger this summer. Arsenal need a statement signing to reach the next level, but is the Blue Star the main man? It says also have been on the upward trajectory for some years under Arteta, and last season reached the Champions League semi-final. They feel like a marquee signing away from tipping the balance in their favour, having built a physical and consistent brand of football under the Spaniard. This has led links to Newcastle striker Isaac, Real Madrid winger Rodrigo, as well as others to move the needle, marking a true statement of intent. Chelsea's Madueke, a promising but equally frustrating figure during his 2.5 years in West London, is another player in the conversation as Arsenal search for reinforcements in attack. But a move for the 23-year-old will represent a peculiar decision for everybody involved. Arsenal are in the market for the winger who can play on both flanks, and shortlisted Madueke after Englishman was shifted from his favoured right position to the left-hand side towards the end of last season. With no goal involvements in 8 appearances from the left-hand side in a Chelsea shirt, it's clear Madueke, who scored 20 goals in 90 appearances, is far more effective from the right and is not necessarily the versatile fit Arsenal are after. So yeah, man, it says this transfer does not appear to suit either party as well. And in the season where Arsenal needs certainty if they're to end their 21-year wait for a league title, Madueke offers more questions than answers. While Chelsea have no shortage of options in attack and would be open to selling Madueke, they'll only do so for a price that's reflected to the length of contract he signed. Bro, those length of contracts, man, are crazy. In 2023, it's not due to expire until 2030, fam. Jeez, 7-year deal, you know, crazy. Arsenal will look to challenge for the title next year. Will be expected to be a part with some significant sum for a player who is yet to be consistent, prove his worth in the Premier League. Madueke, meanwhile, would see his development stunned at a pivotal. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. It doesn't make sense, bro. Because again, if you're going to play him on the right, obviously, if Saka's fit, he's going to start. So it just makes sense for him to just stay at Chelsea, bro. I can't lie. Or go Newcastle. If he's going to replace Jacob Murphy, then just do that, innit? But yeah, it's just for Arsenal, he's like the wrong type, man. Man said 50 mil. Man said 50 mil is mad. Laughing my ass off. I want 60 mil now for Madueke. How you put the price up? Man said laughing emoji. And Gittins cost us 45 plus 10 add-ons. So 60 million for Madueke is correct. Up front as well, Carlos, make that better fraud pay. Oh my lord. The man said, yeah, you went on a troll thing. I can't even lie, blood. 100 million tops gets you Jackson and Madueke. I said, no, bro. I'm always said that's a good deal. That's a happy meal deal right there. That stinks, fam. I can't even lie. That absolutely reeks. Man said 100 mil for Jackson and man. Man, I can't even look at Madueke, fam. What are we doing? What are we actually doing, man? What are we doing? Come on. And the thing is, as well, I don't understand it because, again, if you're trying to go get Rodrigo, where does Madueke fit? Like, I assume he's going to play on the left. Because, again, why would he come if he's not going to get any minutes on the right? You'd put him on the left, but then if we're trying to get Rodrigo, then he's not going to play on the left then. So what, he's going to come from? We're not going to pay 50 for a backup, surely not. It wouldn't make any sense, man. It's just a waste of money. Like we did that with Calafiori, bro. I still don't think it makes sense, bro. Like spending that amount of money especially when you got the deficiencies in your starting lineup. You could be using that to strengthen your starting lineup, bro. Like, yeah, it's crazy, man. But I don't know, man. It's one of those, man. Hopefully, it's just all paper talk. And the thing is, once we start signing attackers, actually signing them, then these kind of links will definitely dwindle down and go down a bit. Because again, you're looking at the case of us really not being able to sign any kind of concrete attackers. So people are just kind of linking us with every Tom, Dick, and Jabroni. But yeah, man, hopefully it's not the case, man. I said Arsenal are better off going for Mbuemo or Kudus. It doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, bro. Kudus would have been perfect, man. I'm guessing they're thinking it's either Kudus or Eze, I guess. But even though they're kind of different players, Kudus is more in my opinion, more suited on the wing, where Eze is more suited in the middle. But yeah, they're the kind of profiles you're willing to get. We were in for Mbuemo, but again, I don't think because he plays on the right hand side, and obviously Saka's going to be the guy. I don't think we're willing to pay 70 million pounds for a guy that potentially could be backup or on the bench. So yeah, I think Man United won that one. If they do get it over the line, again, it's saying that he might even stay now. So that's kind of crazy. But yeah, I don't think it makes sense at all. And this is not even against the player in particular, but just in terms of what we're trying to do with it, trying to get like ready-made starters and trying to improve the attack from the get-go. I just don't think he's his age and or his profile just doesn't fit at the minute. Do you know what I mean? A couple of years ago, maybe, but yeah, not at the minute, man. Massive big up, Mr. says Tops, your club is single-handedly getting Chelsea PSR. Bro, honestly, man, we're giving the majority of our money, we're giving to them, bro. The Havertz thing, the Jorginho, paying Sterling's wages. Obviously, we just paying 5 more for Kepa. But bro, we're giving them a little change every time, man. We're running them peas every single window, brother. So yeah, it's crazy, man. Man said he signed Calafiori because Arteta thought he was attractive. Shake my head. I don't know why we signed. The thing is, as well, I don't think we even linked with him before the Euros. He had like 2 good Euro games or 3 good Euro games, and then we were just linked with him. And again, in a position where at the time everyone wanted a striker, obviously, and a left winger. But then we got left back, so it's like what? And obviously a midfielder as well, which is obviously we've got Marino, who again ultimately is not good enough for him to be playing there full time. I think we probably should just use him as an emergency striker, if I'm being honest, because even though his link-up play isn't the best, you wouldn't expect it to. He's not a striker, but he's actually finished. He's better than Havertz, to be fair. Like some of the goals he's scored, I don't think Havertz has scored for us since he's been at the club, bro. The one at Real Madrid was a sick finish. There was another one as well he scored. That was a very good finish. So yeah, but yeah, man, big up everyone tuning in. Obviously, it's a short one today. I've got things to do, but yeah, I'll maybe be back in the afternoon. I'm not too sure yet, but I'll let you guys obviously keep you guys updated. I'm gonna redirect to Shane now. Make sure you guys put into Shane's thing T Chanzo Raid Tops Raid. But yeah, I'll catch you man on the flip side. I hate to play at the game, and I'll catch you man in a bit.